old buddy Greg Palast, the investigative journalist, author of How Trump Stole 2020, gregpalast.com, the website, Greg_Palast on Twitter. And Greg, I was looking at Steven Donziger's Twitter feed this morning, and he said just 2 hours ago, he tweeted, "So deeply moved by the supports of Representative Chuy Garcia, Representative Rashida, Representative McGovern, Representative AOC, Representative Cori Bush, Representative Jamie Raskin for supporting the rally today at 11 a.m. in Washington to demand my freedom." He says, "Make no mistake, I am being jailed because the oil industry is scared of our movement." What's going on here?
Okay, just to remind people, Steven Donziger is a human rights lawyer, graduated from Harvard with Obama, and he spent his entire career fighting Chevron Corporation, Chevron Oil, on behalf of the indigenous people of Ecuador, the Kofan natives. I covered that story for BBC. I went into the jungle and saw the people covered with pustules. I saw there were 16 billion gallons of sludge dumped in the jungle. He won a suit against Chevron for $9.5 billion to compensate victims and to clean up the jungle. Chevron didn't pay a penny. They snuck their assets out of Ecuador. Then they sued Donziger in New York. This is Chevron Oil, and said he tried to bribe a judge. This is a joke. This guy didn't have two nickels to rub together. Chevron Oil paid the judge $2 million. That wasn't a bribe. Anyway, so Donziger lost this racketeering civil suit by Chevron. They've bankrupted him for their legal fees, and now that's not enough. They demanded his laptop and iPhone, and that would give away the names of his whistleblowers inside Chevron and the jungle. He couldn't do that. So he's now facing, today at 4:45 p.m., he has to report to a federal prison because a right-wing judge has ordered him to prison for 6 months for contempt of court. This has never happened in American history. No lawyer's ever gone to prison for 6 months. He's already been 3 years under house arrest. It's absolutely insane. The United Nations Human Rights Commission judicial panel has ordered the United States, just like they told Putin, release Navalny. At the same time, they also said release Steven Donziger to the United States government and compensate him.
Wow.
This is insane, and I'm worried that it's not just 6 months, but that at the end of 6 months they'll say, don't give us the computer, it's another 6 months, and another 6 months.
All right, because he's defying the judge.
International outrage.
Because he's defying the judge, essentially.
Yes, of course, the judge, there's already been a massive complaint filed, not only by the number one professor expert on judicial misconduct from Harvard University, where this case is taught as a casebook example at Harvard of judicial misconduct. He's filed with courts to remove the judge, and he's been joined by bar associations from around the world, from the Vietnamese Bar Association, the Israeli Bar Association have all demanded removal of the judge and releasing Donziger. And keep in mind that even the Trump administration wouldn't prosecute Donziger. So the judge, are you ready for this, hired a former Chevron lawyer to be a private prosecutor against Donziger. This makes the first corporate prosecution in American history. And also, Senators Whitehouse and Sanders and others have called for Donziger's release. It's time for Merrick Garland to step in and restore justice.
Is the main message here, Greg, that Chevron appears to be trying to send, cost us money and we will mess with your life in a way that you can't imagine?
Absolute total destruction. And I will admit that I got caught up in this because I covered the story for BBC and went to the jungle. And what Chevron was unhappy with, I showed a document that said that they had literally, it was from the president of Texaco unit of Chevron, who said remove and destroy all documents about dumping sludge. Remove and destroy were his words. I'm quoting it. And so they try to get me fired from BBC. They want to make examples of any journalist, but especially any lawyer like Donziger. He won $9.5 billion from them. They're not going to let that stand. This is the oil companies are doing like a KGB hit. They want to make sure that you see the bleeding body on the sidewalk.
Yeah, well, it's how the mob used to do it.